What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Thursday, February 13th, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I'm a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota. And I'm a proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. She is a model, a promoter, and an influencer. She's also owns her own beauty boutique for the past 5 years. She's also worked in sales and in the health system. Her name is Lauren Spencer. We're going to talk to her about her why of being into the media, talk about her why of being an actress and a model, and get to know her a little bit. So without any further ado, I introduce you the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Lauren Spencer.
Hi.
Good
Can you
afternoon,
hear
Lauren.
me?
How are we doing?
Let me turn this. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Oh,
There you are. Okay.
okay. Okay, good afternoon. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a pleasure to see you. Welcome to the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I just want to say thank you for allocating your time to me. And I also want to ask you, how's your week been going so far?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be here. It has been a great week. Last week, Super Bowl was crazy. I barely slept, but it was so great and such an amazing experience. I met so many people on a lack
Hmm.
of sleep. And this week has been great so far. Just ran right into it. We have a lot of concerts we're going into. I just came back from Jackson, Mississippi last night.
Hmm.
Play worker concert early this morning and just getting back into it. So
Okay, glad to hear that. I was down there in New Orleans last week as well, covering the Super Bowl. Media row was absolutely crazy. The events were crazy. The food was delicious. First time being in New Orleans ever in my life. The food was
that's good
absolutely
to
amazing.
hear. So glad you liked it.
Oh yeah, it was great. The shrimp and grits is forever something I'm gonna get whenever I go to New Orleans for sure.
It's
Um,
a dish, yes.
I want to tell you or reiterate to you why I wanted to have you on here. I know you're an actress, a model, an influencer. I know you also owned at one time, I believe, your own boutique store.
I had a
Uh,
boutique
yeah,
called Southern North.
absolutely, absolutely. And I know that you also worked in the health system as well.
Yes.
So yes, I wanted to be able to, hear your story, hear your why of why that you did all those things, and also have led you to being now the model, actress, and influencer that you are now. I'm a journalist in media, so I love talking to different people in media and listening to their stories. It's a rarity, Lauren, that we get to talk like this because
Absolutely.
we're always on the go, doing something, writing something, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I am just very happy to be able to talk to you like this. And my first question to you is the same as it always is with every guest I have on here. And that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models, any inspirations growing up? But ultimately, why did you pursue a career in the media field?
Well, my why, first of all, my why, mainly in everything is I have a son, he's 17. So,
Mhm.
obviously, and also just to show him that sometimes in life we get sidetracked with our dreams or chasing them, and that does not necessarily mean that you have to give them up. That just might be a pause button, but you can always come back and pursue and finish that goal that you have. It's never too late. And also to other people as well, not just him, but that's a big, he's my first reason. Um,
Sure, sure.
yes. Growing up when I was younger, my grandfather was my role model. He was fire chief. I was born into the fire family and the fire industry, so first responders. So watching him, not only him, but all my uncles as well, get up from we literally say the prayer for Thanksgiving, and then all of a sudden, the fire tones would go off, and they would all just scoot their
Absolutely.
wheelchairs back and run out and go help others.
Right.
So it's like natural to me, and like I guess I don't realize when other people are not necessarily born into it that they don't realize that that's just something that you do. You just put your others before yourself. So I'm
Sure.
very big on that, which I think was a great value instilled in me, and I really love that about myself as well, is just, always putting your neighbor or others before you, helping out in any way you can. I really love that. And I'm proud of my family and the legacy that they have created. And I hope to continue that on in my work in the future, no matter what avenue that may be. Um, I faced a lot of challenges in my life. When I
Mm,
first got out of the modeling and movies in the beginning, it was to raise my son. I didn't want
sure.
to miss anything. First and foremost, I felt like God put it on me to be a mother. That was like, my purpose. So when I was trying to do both of them because, women can do it all. So uh,
Absolutely.
yes, but I didn't realize, necessarily that the way things go on set. So I was on a 24-hour shoot for Expendables 2 in New Orleans, and it ended up turning into a 72-hour shoot. So, I wound
Ooh,
up having to reach out, get his dad to keep him longer, just make arrangements. And it started to get, that way. And I was just like, man, I don't think I can continue doing this, and then not knowing whether I'm going to make it back from, a shoot or that kind of thing. So I just kind of to be safe and not to miss out on anything. And I'm so glad that I did, but it was just a major pause moment for me. When I
sure.
was in high school, there was a local TV channel that allowed me to host the parades with them. Um,
Okay.
so I will never forget it. I would, be on there with her and um, with the mic, and I loved it. I've always grown up, I guess, in that um, avenue. My grandfather was chief. I watched him get, interviewed on TV uh about,
Mm,
accidents or fires, and just watching it and growing up with it. So I love meeting new people. Like you said, it's such an amazing job to have because you meet so many people, hear so many amazing stories from walks of life. So it's such a blessing to be
yes.
able to live that lifestyle. So that's a few reasons why I love doing what I do and how I kind of got back into it. My son's graduating in the fall, and he's going to LSU. So I am an empty nester. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to throw myself into work and pursue my dream and my passion again. I mean, it's never too late.
Absolutely not. And go Tigers.
Good.
No doubt about it. That's awesome. That is. And I love that why. I really do, Lauren. Obviously you stepped aside to raise your son and be a mother first, which is commendable for you. Because I'm sure that things were probably just starting to heat up in your career at that time, but you took a step back and like you said, it's never too late. I love that why. I became a sports reporter because of my dad. Really. We used to watch games all the time as I was a kid growing up in California. The Lakers are my favorite team. So we used to watch basketball games together. I said, one day I'm either going to play or I'm going to write about it. So I'm pursuing my dreams of being a sports reporter. So I love it. I love it to the core. And this Super Bowl was the first Super Bowl I've ever done. And I could hear my dad definitely like just the joy. He rarely ever expresses anything like that, but the joy in his voice was so sweet. It was so awesome to be able to call him and talk to him about that for
Amazing.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. You went to Southeastern Louisiana University first, if I'm not mistaken, to get your associates, and then now you're going to Southern New Hampshire University, if I'm not mistaken.
So when I was at Southeastern, I was actually pursuing a degree I was going to medical school. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and then I got divorced. So single moms just can't afford to go to med school and take care of
understood.
kids. I mean, maybe some can, but I just couldn't do that. It was,
Sure,
I didn't have the proper avenues to be able to achieve that goal. Um,
sure,
so that's what led me later on to, the career in the medical field, or try the career in the medical field. But since I was 16, I was a volunteer firefighter. My grandfather never wanted me to do the fire side because it was dangerous. So after he passed away, that's when I kind of got into training for the fire side. But since I was very young, 16, you can ride along in the ambulance and get your EMC or first responder. And then once you get to 18, you have to be 18 years old to do the National Registry for EMT basics.
sure.
so I pursued that, it's always been my passion to help others. And like I said, I think that's from the example of like my family. And New Hampshire University, yes, I'm on pause right now for that because I'm getting to the area where you have to like get to graduation for your PhD. And I love forensic psychology. I'm very big on the why and why people do what they do. And I always wanted to have the doctor in front of my name. So no matter how long it takes me, I'm determined to finish the PhD. That's what I
I
would
love it.
do.
I
Um,
love that.
no matter where I'm getting to, you've seen stories of people that are 70 years old and they graduate college. Like it's never too late. We only get one life, and you don't have to stick with one passion. You can be passionate about multiple things. You could be great at multiple things and inspire others to do so too. And there are many actors and singers that have gotten their degrees and then you didn't know it, and they get on an interview and they oh, I went to NYU, or she graduated from this, or they have this, and they have a
Absolutely.
PhD. Kendrick Lamar, look at him. I mean, hello, he's his story.
Wow.
He made
Yes,
music and he did that too with his education. So I mean, I
I
should
love it.
to show you that.
Absolutely. No, that's amazing. No, I was because I wanted to know, were there any other schools that you were considering going to, maybe even online or going anywhere other than Southern New Hampshire, or was that the school that you was just fixated on?
Honestly, no, I absolutely am just going to speak so many great things about Southern New Hampshire University. I love
Okay.
their model for adults that have careers and lives, and it is the perfect school. I love how they open up the lessons. I would print out my entire syllabus and all the assignments. You couldn't turn them in until they were done, but I'm
Oh
a
wow.
computer, so like I would take Sundays and do like all my assignments ahead of time
Yep.
with all my
Yep.
schedule, and then I would turn them in, chronologically. On Thursdays, you have your discussions questions due, and then your weekly part of the syllabus is due on Sunday. So it's very doable, even if you have a crazy busy schedule. I love their model. Their teachers are so nice. And also, not to mention, I have lupus. I'm sure you heard, found out about me. So also I battle with a chronic illness. And so sometimes I get very sick. And I will say their handling of everything. There were some times where I was in the hospital and I couldn't turn in my assignment, so they gave me extensions. Just the
Right.
ease of making that easy for me, because you do have to turn paperwork in, turn in doctor's notes. I mean, there are things business wise and legal wise that you have to turn in to have all these accommodations. However, I will say their processing, their understanding, that stuff, like unmatched. So they're a great
Absolutely.
university if you are, if you're suffering from a disability or both, or you just have a very busy schedule. They work with you so well. And it's very, I like to call it user friendly.
I love that. No, I do. And I appreciate the transparency. Thank you for talking about that. I did do a little bit of research. So yeah, I did know about that for sure. I want to ask you this bonus question because you talked about it a little bit, and that's Expendables 2. Tell me how that came about, how that came about as far as maybe the audition or maybe what you had to go through. And tell me about how that experience was. I mean, you have all those superstars on one set with massive egos, I imagine. But just tell me how that experience was.
So I was assigned with a modeling agency or talent agency called Explore Talent. I did what was called featured extras. So I really technically wasn't classified as an actress. I was more classified as a model, but like there are different categories to the film industry. So you could be a stand-in, you can be, featured model and stuff. That featured model means like you're guaranteed, not necessarily a speaking role, but just a spot on film where you're going to be seen on the camera.
Like a cameo.
Kind of, yeah, like your
Okay.
appearance. You don't necessarily have the campaign was like, I know for sure in the campaign I made the cut room floor, because when you go into the cut room. This one, Expendables 2, was just a literally one day shoot. It's the specific scene of the bar where they're at the bar playing poker. I remember it because we literally filmed forever. It was freezing cold. Had we were set for summertime, so it was like freezing
Right, right.
heaters. We ran out of craft table food, so they just kept feeding us pie pies all night long. It was a very cool experience with the star-studded cast, but they were
Right.
very sweet and
Okay.
nice. The one thing I just didn't like was Sylvester Stallone. He was the director of the movie too, as well. So,
Yeah.
he just was like, y'all sound ignorant when y'all say y'all. And it just cracks me up because, people from the North, they just don't get us down here,
Hmm.
especially
Hmm.
our accents and stuff. Um,
Absolutely.
yes, but he was nice. He was like, do you want to take a picture with me? Like he was taking pictures with like the extras. Dolph Lundgren literally would go into the extra tent with us and come eat, offer us to come stand by the heaters, like just conversated, mingled with everybody. Jason Statham was very sweet to me when we were on set, marking. He called me love. I was like, that's a highlight. Liam
I
was
bet
great.
it was. I bet.
Yeah. Liam Hemsworth, I remember we were all freezing. He had a Houdat blanket on. And I said, Liam, say Houdat. And his like voice, he looks at me and he goes, what's a Houdat? And I was like laughing. The whole set erupted in Houdat said they're gonna beat them Saints. It was like it was a part of the movie, but it really wasn't. We were just sitting around waiting to film again. So
Right, right.
I
Oh my
definitely had a
gosh.
memorable experience.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, Lauren. I love that. I love that. I appreciate that too, because obviously I'm a huge Stallone fan, been a huge Stallone fan for a while. But all those guys, Dolph Lundgren, as you mentioned, Jason Statham, definitely Jason Statham, because he's a huge fan of mine. Lauren, I want to ask you some favorite questions. Okay. So you just give me the 411 based upon these questions. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, that's so hard. The favorite that I like to cook, lasagna soup.
Lasagna soup.
Mhm.
Now I'm a huge Italian person. I've just never heard of that before. That sounds delicious though. It really
It
does.
is amazing. I make it from scratch. One of the biggest blessings that my great grandparents and my great grandparents were immigrants straight off the boat from Italy and Sicily. So they don't write recipes down. You bring the kids in the kitchen and you teach them how to make things by scratch, like from scratch by hand. So that was some of the biggest and blessings and the greatest memories of my childhood is, with my great grandparents being in the kitchen, like making things, teaching us how to cook meals. And it's always a big staple in Italian families is around food and family. Like you all every Sunday
Absolutely.
spaghetti and you bring all the cousins and you just, that's our day to catch up and, just, see how everybody's doing, watch football, have fun, just
Yeah,
hang out, the kids play together. So I love that tradition. So lasagna soup it's a little bit thicker of a sauce. It's not soupy, but you take olive oils, chopped onions, garlic, you saute it in the bottom of the pan, then you take some tomato paste and you put it in there. Um, and it's gonna be a little pasty, then you add your uh tomato sauce and some water to just thin it out just a bit. In another frying pan, you take your ground meat and you brown it, season it with garlic powder and onion powder, salt and pepper, just simple. And it's in Italian dishes, like it's about simplicity on the spices. It's less is more. So
absolutely.
not too much. It's enough where it's flavorful, but just not overpowering. You don't put like a ton of different seasonings in there. Um,
Right.
so in your sauce, you put a tablespoon of each of the Italian seasoning, basil, oregano, rosemary, and then you take fresh basil and you throw it in the pot and you let that simmer.
Mm,
We make cheese balls. So cheese is predominant in Italian dishes and the good cheese.
absolutely.
So you get some pecorino romano, some Parmesan shredded, some ricotta cheese, but it's really pronounced ricotta. A lot of Americans don't pronounce it.
I've been saying ricotta for years. So ricotta. Okay, I
It's
got you.
ricotta. Yes, ricotta. My grandparents would always correct us, so it's just funny you got that memory in there. And then some fresh parsley, and you put it all in a bowl and you mix it by hand, and you make these little cheese balls, like with a ball, and then
Hmm.
you take lasagna noodles. Now, in Italian, you do not break the noodles ever. Like you don't break the pasta. That's a sin. But however, you get the lasagna noodles. This is the only ones that you can break, and it's not a
Wow. Okay.
third.
I've been cooking spaghetti for a while and I always snap the noodles. I always do.
You
Okay.
set it on the side, and then it gets, it boils, and then it goes down. You want to swirl that pasta. You don't want to break it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm learning
Um,
something new. I appreciate that.
yes.
What's up? That's what's
Yeah.
up. No, I'm a huge taco person. I love tacos.
Okay.
When you work sports, typically you work in evenings and weekends. I'm a freelancer now, so I do have a little bit more flexibility on which days I can work. But you want to whip up something fast. You typically come home about 11 o'clock at night. You don't want to be making 4-course meals at that time frame.
Yeah.
Not at all. I love that though, lasagna soup. Now, listen, again, Lauren,
I
my
will
name
have
is
to text
Chris.
you the recipe. I will share it with you.
I was just about to say, listen, text me the recipe, but if I'm back in New Orleans,
I
which
will
I
make
am
it
coming
for
back,
you.
I
Yes.
will definitely come through. There's no question about
Okay.
it.
Bet
Okay.
we're doing
Okay.
it.
Absolutely. That's what's up.
I
Okay.
love cooking for my friends.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I love to eat what people cook. So there's no question about that.
And
That
then I'm gonna
matches
have to make
pretty
you
well.
taco soup too, because I have a really good recipe for that, even though it's not Italian, but I love to
I
cook.
didn't even know there was such thing as taco soup. I did not know that.
So
Wow.
good. When it
Okay.
snowed here, I made it. It was something just quick. The stores weren't open yet, and we had all the ingredients here. Oh, and it was so
Mhm.
fire.
Got you. Okay. Say less. You got me. You got my mouth watering. So I'm good with that. That's what's up. Oh,
That's one thing about it. You're never gonna not eat good around here.
you ain't never lied about that. Lord, if you haven't been to New Orleans and y'all watching this eventually, you need to go out there because the food is off the chain. The beignets is off the chain. That's all I'm going to say. So, with that being said, let me get to the next favorite, which is favorite concerts you've ever went to.
Ooh, that is so hard. I've had so many great concerts that I have been blessed and afforded to check off my bucket list, especially in my line of work now.
Right.
Um, hmm. I would have to say, so far, like last year off my bucket list was Hank Williams Jr. because my papa and I listened to Hank Williams Sr. a lot growing up, and
Mhm.
that was one of my bucket lists. But the best one, as far as just like energy and best overall, I'd have to say it was Garth Brooks in Tiger Stadium singing "Callin' Baton Rouge." Got
Wow.
off the
Okay.
Earthquake reader. And it was just everybody was like singing at the top of their lungs and just the energy, that's their theme song at Death Valley. So, and being a huge LSU fan, that was just a dream come true. So I think that's gonna be like my best one so far.
Well, yeah, Garth Brooks does put on quite a show. I had a chance to watch him when I was doing security at an event when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, because I lived there for many years. I actually went to undergrad out there and graduated. So yeah, but I would
At
say my
UGA?
no, it was at Kennesaw State University.
Okay.
So yeah, it was actually in Atlanta, Georgia for sure. But one of my favorite concerts was at UGA,
Mhm.
Sanford Stadium, which was Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean.
Okay.
They had a co-headline show. And it was the first time I ever had seen a country concert before, because that genre of music, I'm familiar with it, but I ain't familiar with it. If that even makes sense to you.
It absolutely does. Not a lot of people are on the country these days, but I'm
Mhm.
loving like the genre mashups that they're doing now. Like
Mhm.
they're so good. And I love that, the collabs are just amazing. I love how we're like melting just great music together.
Absolutely. And that concert definitely opened my eyes. There was a lot of women that liked Luke Bryan and they were screaming and yelling for him. And I was like, what is going on? Who is this Luke Bryan guy? When he came out on stage and we seen a pair of draws flying towards the stage, I was like, whoa,
That happens a
okay.
lot at these concerts. They'll throw bras in underwear. It's insane, but
I was like, wow, okay, that's different. And it was like 90,000 people. I had never been at a concert that big before because, these college football stadiums are large. They're big. They're huge.
yeah.
So you can
I
fill out a
caught him at
stadium.
Bayou Country Superfest. And some of my best concerts are in Tiger Stadium, honestly. But
Hmm.
yeah, I've been a couple of Jason Aldean. Jason puts on a great show. Very,
He
very
does.
the a lot of, and that's some of the things that I'm like trying to with my history and my background in the music industry, I'm trying to bring to light what all the things that it takes to put on these shows. People think that they just buy a ticket and they show up and you flip a switch and somebody sings and they have some lights and
Oh no, it's
no,
many things that
it's
go on.
so much prep. Even that last week at the Super Bowl, that's what I did was show the behind the scenes of all the media row. I was taking, videos. I still have a lot of content I have to upload. Well, we just did so much last week and then I went straight in this week. I got a lot to upload on my socials to share with everyone. But yeah, that was some of the things like media row and like all the little podcast boxes and tear up and takedown and I had a great friend that works as an ESPN camera guy and stuff like that. So I got a lot of behind the scenes stuff from him of the teardown and stuff. Like I got a lot of great stuff to show. It's such a such a mass production, and like we don't
Absolutely.
realize the amount of time it takes to put it all together.
And yeah, we definitely gonna get into that because I definitely like want to get into examples of what you do as far as your promoting goes. But I wanted to before I get to the next couple of favorites, the last favorite I'll say about this concert is
Mhm.
one of the concerts that surprised me was Eric Church. He put on
Oh, he's
quite a
great.
show. And whenever, if anybody ever goes to an Eric Church concert, number one, he comes out on stage. He normally brings an alcohol bottle with him. I think it's whiskey. He
Mhm.
normally sets it on the side of him. And he normally always goes past the time that he's supposed to end. He
He does.
almost always does.
Mhm.
I've done a couple of his shows. His
Me
show was
too.
really good, really
Yeah,
good. And like I said, I'm not a huge country person, but he could put on quite a show. No
he
question.
can. And honestly, it's funny because I'm until I started teaching line dancing and getting on stage myself at my parents'
Mhm,
place,
mhm.
I literally didn't realize like why he wore the glasses on stage. Those lights are bright and it is hot and you get
Yeah.
blinded. So yeah, I definitely get why he wears the, but he was like the first artist that I ever saw that wore the glasses on stage
Mhm,
while he's singing. And I
mhm.
was like, what is up with that? Like, I didn't really get it. But now I totally do because it is. I like being on stage and stuff. I don't wear glasses when I'm teaching line dancing or anything like that at Whiskey Tavern, but it's bright and you can barely see the crowd and uh
That's true.
you start
Very true.
sweating. It's very hot underneath those. They're kind of like one of those, reptile things. Like it's hot. They keep the heat laying on you. So plus
I
they're hard.
like that.
They're always got towels on stage, wiping off the sweat and stuff, and it is a lot of work. It wears you out.
It does, no question. I want to ask you this: favorite place, Lauren, you ever traveled to?
Um, let's see. West Texas.
Wow. Okay, West Texas.
And I'm going to tell you why, because there's absolutely nothing there. And I was like, what's in West Texas? So
Hmm.
between Del Rio and Sanderson in West Texas, there is like, I think 85 miles of nothing. Like it even says like no emergency vehicles. If like you're in trouble, you're just in trouble. And there's hardly any service out there. But there are so many beautiful ridges and just the beauty of God like out there. Like sunsets coming through where the rock has eroded and there's lines in the rock. And there's a place called Eagles Landing or something like that. Don't quote me because I swear I don't. It's probably I'm messing up. Eagle Pass.
Right.
I think it's Eagle Pass, and it's like the Rio Grande runs through it. It's a beautiful water. It's like right on the border of like Mexico and Texas. And I went to Big Bend out there too, and it's just like seeing this beauty of nature and just like the creation of it. Like there's, I love just sitting out there. It's like peaceful and just reflecting, you know. And like it humbles you and reminds you how blessed and how so much things are bigger than we are sometimes
Absolutely. Yeah.
caught up in the world and life. Like don't be so serious all the time. And, you know, just kind of like I tell my friends, like they're like, oh, you're always getting to hang out with so many famous people. I was like, they're people just like you and me. They're real nice people.
Absolutely.
Everybody just happens to know their name a little bit more than they know yours. It's no different. They're humble, they're nice, they're kind. I mean, there are some that, kind of take themselves a little bit too seriously, if you to put it nicely. And there are
Hmm.
always some people, there's always some people like that, but those are the people who polish you into being a more humble and better version of yourself because they
Very
have
true.
an example of
Very true.
kind of don't want to do.
Absolutely. Now, I can definitely attest that you are the first person that I've had on this platform that ever said West Texas. There's no question about that. But that is amazing. Listen, dare to be different, dare to stand out. I love hearing about different places because I'm a traveler. I love going to different places and hearing the reasons why people go to those places. Mine will probably be Jamaica because I went on a cruise this past
Oh,
October. I thought it was great. I plan on going on another cruise this year. I don't know when, but hopefully it's the Eastern Caribbean one because I would love to go to Honduras, Belize, and DR. I would love to go there and visit those places too, for sure. So I'm hoping.
I'm hoping to go to all the national parks. Those are on my bucket list. So I've been to Big Bend in Texas,
Okay, okay.
and I want to go, Yosemite, everybody kind of knows that one, but like There's so many beautiful ones, the ones in Wyoming. I kind of want to do like the van life thing, like rent a van and like travel from Utah to like Montana.
I
Kind of
love it.
like that's on my bucket list. So I would love to be able to do that. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. It's pretty cool. Now I'm a sport person, Lauren, so I'm going to ask you a sports question.
Okay.
Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? They could be the same sport.
Okay. I guess my favorite sport to watch on TV is football.
Okay.
Freaking love football. And I do not like watching basketball on TV. However, I do love going to the games and it being in the action. I just
Now,
can't
see,
get into
Lauren,
basketball on TV. I don't know why. Basketball and golf are just two sports I can't get on to watch it on
well,
TV.
well, listen, you already won my heart, Lauren, because you said the two answers that I wanted you to say. Football on TV, I'm absolutely 1000% agree with you on that. I do not like watching football in person unless I'm super close, which is probably damn near never, but because those ticket prices are crazy. Or if I'm on the field, I do, or if I'm covering the game, I can enjoy it, but I'm working. So it's like, yeah, it's that 50-50 dynamic. However, with basketball, I do love seeing that in person. Also agree with you because much smaller arena,
Mhm.
atmosphere, I should say, is phenomenal. I love you can hear the sneakers on the floor no matter where you
Yeah.
sit, and I
Yes.
love that. Whether it's pro or college. So yeah, we're in agreement on that. So I love that answer that you gave. Last but not least,
Mhm.
favorite restaurant that you like to eat at. Now, mind you, I'm a huge foodie. So I love different foods, love different places. I went to Cafe Beignets when my hotel was on Canal Street when I was in New Orleans.
So
I
did you
went
get to go to
to
the original Cafe Du Monde?
I did. I went to Cafe Du Monde's too. Their beignets is a little bit better.
Mm,
No question. Beignets a little bit better. I tried some Cajun food.
okay.
I forgot the restaurant, but it was some good damn Cajun food. But what is your favorite restaurant there?
Oh, that's so hard for me because I love food so much, and I try to categorize it by food category, like Italian, sushi, steak, kind of deal. But if I have to say, like favorite of all time that I've ever been to, experience everything would be August by Chef John Besh in New Orleans.
Mm,
You get a 7-course meal. It's small portions. The chef like picks a complimentary appetizer and a complimentary dessert. So the one that I went to, we had gnocchi. A lot of people pronounce it gnocchi, but it's gnocchi. It's a Italian potato dumpling and a cracked egg. It was really cool. And
mm.
we had dessert was lavender ice cream. And I've never had lavender
Okay.
ice cream in my life. So I really encourage people to at least once spend the money on an expensive meal because when are you ever going to get to experience that again in your life? And that is like one of the best restaurants that I was glad that I got to do that at. Um,
Mm,
and I cannot wait to go again. Honestly, the experiences is what life is all about. When my son got to be a little bit older, instead of buying him toys, I started buying him experiences. So I took him to Gatlinburg for Christmas, right before
oh
Christmas.
yeah.
And we,
Oh yeah.
those kind of things like trips, experiences that the memories will last 100,000 times longer. And, or even a good meal. You'll always remember that good meal, the conversation that you had, the time you spent laughing and that kind of stuff. I love that. My family for the holidays, like my nanny, we all have really busy lives. So we try every once in a while to get together to go out to eat and just
Mm,
laugh and tell each other what we've been doing and just make jokes. And, you'll always remember that over, getting a expensive
for sure.
watch or, whatever. I mean, I'm not knocking it. Please don't think that I'm like saying, oh, people that do that, but I'm just saying
Yes,
like, perspective for other people because people don't really think about stuff like that.
you're absolutely right. I'm definitely going to try out that August restaurant for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I know for certain. Fun fact here: I've never had sushi.
Okay.
Never, yeah, never had sushi.
I
But
don't like raw sushi. I only eat the cooked sushi. I will say that. It's not my thing.
okay,
It's an acquired taste and I just don't have the taste for it.
and that's what I'm saying, Lauren. Like, there's raw, there's cooked. I don't know which one to try. So instead of excuse me, instead of going to get sushi, I'll go get a 2-piece and a biscuit. Something
Okay.
that I know, something that I know. You know what I mean? So but
I
I
love me
should
some hot
open up
pots
my
too.
horizons a little bit. I should open up my horizons a little bit for
Sure.
sure.
Next time you come down, let me know. we'll go get some sushi and I'll kind of school you on the cook stuff so you know what to order.
That sounds good, Lauren. I appreciate
Always
that. I
need a good
do.
foodie friend to go with you to show you the ropes at first.
Absolutely, absolutely, no doubt.
In another
Let's talk.
place, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you one more again.
You
Uh,
good?
Junior's Brothers Fried Chicken in New Orleans. It's in a gas station down on Canal.
I
The
think I
best,
walked past that. I know about
the
that one, but I
best.
didn't try it. I didn't try it though.
You got to try it. It is a hole
Okay.
in the wall gas station, but the best fried chicken that you are ever going to eat in the South, hands down.
Okay. Best believe I'm definitely coming
Gas
back to New
station food. I
Orleans.
think I talked to one of my friends and we talked about going when he comes down from Florida, going to do reviews of gas station food to find the best gas station food in the state.
Okay.
Like a little
Okay.
vlog series. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, Mardi Gras is typically in my birthday month, which is in
Okay.
February.
Yeah.
So I definitely will come down there for Mardi Gras. When I do, we gonna let loose, girl. We
That's
definitely gonna
right.
let loose.
We
No
always
doubt.
know how to party down here. We all have a party for everything.
Absolutely. As long as you got the Hennessy there, we're gonna be good. That's all that
Got
matters.
plenty of it. There's a liquor store in every corner.
Hey now, you ain't got to sweet talk me. We good. I know that's right. Okay. Now let's talk about your day to day. Okay,
Okay.
because as a journalist, someone who's freelancing day to day, never the same. No 2 days are ever the same. It's always different. We're always covering a different story, different angle. I'm sure with you and your modeling, your acting scene, and your promoting of events, they're always different. So tell
Yeah.
me, what is a typical day in the life for Lauren Spencer?
On a busy day. Um, when I'm feeling good and my lupus is acting right. I get up
Mm,
in the morning about like 4:30 sometimes, just depending on how much my schedule is. I'll go over to the fire station and do my workout and see my uncle and, get some coffee, kind of open the day, come home, get a shower, get dressed, do all the good stuff, get camera ready,
mhm.
head to, whatever the first venue is, do my podcast. I work on I love that I can work on my phone a lot. I do a lot of promotions on there and on Let's Go Louisiana a lot. I started that company about a year ago and I was so blessed to we've only been open for a year and we got Superbowl media. So what of a blessing and a hustle
That's pretty good.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was very, very proud of that and thankful for friends that helped me, into the right avenues to acquire it. I didn't think of
Right.
I was like, oh, well, I could try. And then I was so excited when I got it. So that was
Mhm.
really cool. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, do all that. I'll usually go anywhere from minimum 6, 7 to 10 venues a day as far as just running the roads and stuff. And then, for instance, okay, Super Bowl week, I'll just give you a day. Get up, work out, get ready, go down to the city park, do media all day long.
Mm.
Leave about 5 o'clock, and I'll also do promoting and stuff for the Texas Club. Run over there. Then we had concerts till we usually get out there 1, 2 in the morning, and then
Okay.
another hour back to my hometown to go home and then get
Okay.
up and do it all over again in the morning. I did that for 3 days straight. We had 3 concerts in a row. So before Super Bowl Sunday. So I was like, home stretch, I'm gonna make it on Sunday.
Right. It's a hell of a busy week. Now, as a promoter, let's talk about a little bit behind the scenes of what really goes on. 'Cause like I said, people sometimes see the finished product and they're like, wow, man, this is amazing. This must be awesome. You must love your job, and which you typically do, but they really don't know all the hours of the behind the scenes that goes on that can be very tiring.
Thank you.
Give an example of, like you said, with these 3 concerts going on. As a promoter, what is your job handle and what are you doing?
So I'm always grabbing content, whether it be pictures or videos. Sometimes I'll go live and let people experience the concerts because the ones that I did were sold out. So if they couldn't get tickets and it's their favorite artist, I try to give them a little experience of, the atmosphere and just listening to their artist online and stuff like that as well. Sometimes I'm able to get, interviews. It just depends, because, as well, a lot of people don't realize this, but artists are just all day long. Their schedules are busy too. And as soon as they wake up in the morning, they're never alone. There's no time to yourself. It's kind of the same thing for us as well. You have somebody needing your assistance or needing you to do something all day long,
Mhm.
all into the
Yep.
night. And then so when you're done, when they get off the stage, they're tired. They don't want to be bothered. They have their friends that are there with them, but they just want to kind of just take that as a
Relax.
decompress. So
Yeah.
I try not to, unless they offer, I try not to ask and just be respectful of people in the industry because we all get very exhausted. And a lot of people don't see that. They just see what we put on social media and we're living our best life,
Absolutely.
having the time of our lives, which it is.
Right.
Like you said, I'm blessed. I have no complaints about it by any means. I'm not complaining. It's just that sometimes we all as people get drained and we just need to, fill our cups back up. Sometimes we just want quiet. Sometimes when people ask me these days now, what do I do for fun or hobby when I'm not working, which I'm working all the time. But I will tell them I'll go get Chick-fil-A. I have 2 wiener dogs, so I sit on the couch with my little puppies because I miss them when I'm gone and watch Netflix and take naps. That's like my favorite pastime is napping because we don't sleep enough.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Who knew that was
Absolutely.
going to be our hobby? I'm literally trying to make up for all the naps in kindergartens that I refuse to take in my
Mhm.
adult life.
Yes. Yes, totally understand that, and I totally get that. Super Bowl week, just a prime example of a life of a journalist. I mean, we're getting up early for press conferences. Then after press conferences, we're getting that information. After that, we're going to media row. We're talking to different people. It gets even ramped up later in the week because now more people are there, more celebrities are there, more football players are there. Now parties is going on Saturday, Fridays, and Saturdays. It's like, okay.
I did all. I, I got asked to so many things that I'm like, there is no way that I'm going to make all these things. Like I was so
Right,
grateful for the opportunities.
right.
Like y'all, I was like, and then one of my Super Bowl parties got canceled. So I was like, when they asked me if I wanted to go to other things, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm just going to rest because,
Oh,
you
I
know,
need it. I mean, I got invited out to Lee Steinberg's, and I was just dog dead tired, Lauren. I was just tired. I mean, it had been a long week, and I'm like, no, I
and as
can't do this.
and as a journalist, as people in our industry, you're like, take the chance. You don't want to miss the opportunity because you never know when it's going to come around again. But then sometimes you're just like, no, I definitely need to just slow it down for a minute and
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm
Because
depending
what's
on the
meant for me
situation.
is meant for me, and
Right.
I truly believe that. Super Bowl next year is in California. That's my hometown state.
Oh,
So am I?
yeah,
Am
San
I?
Francisco, huh?
Yes, yes,
Let's
absolutely.
make it out. Yeah.
Right? So my plan is to definitely be there again. And listen, if those opportunities present themselves, they present themselves. Now they're not gonna have the food that New Orleans have. That's no question.
I'll
But it's
bring a
still
bag
gonna
of
be a good time.
spices.
Right, right, right. It's still gonna be a good time though. So I'm gonna bank on that. I came up with this bonus question that I wanted to ask you because you said Super Bowl. Is there any other big time events that you possibly want to do? Maybe like a All Star game, or maybe like a MLB All Star game, or maybe the Sugar Bowl. The Sugar Bowl is there in New Orleans every single year. So I don't know if you've done that before or not, but
Super Bowl was my first big
okay.
sporting event. I've done a lot of LSU games. I got to do college game day. Well, I guess college game day, I guess technically was my first big event I got to cover behind the scenes, but you can't trump the Super Bowl. Sorry, not sorry.
You cannot. You cannot.
But honestly, I'm a huge baseball fan. So
Mm,
yeah, baseball. I want to do some award ceremonies. I would love to walk the red carpet and do interviews for like CMA Fest. I'm trying to work on that. That's a goal this year. It's usually in the
mm.
summer months. I'm a big promoter of new and upcoming artists, the people that are making the climb that aren't so well known. And there's so many people that I've come into contact with in Nashville and stuff. And not only that, I worked with Too Hot Radio for the Super Bowl as well as an influencer. So I actually have a lot of artists that I will be posting that I interviewed at there. It's not just country, it's all genres, some rap, some jig, just different walks of life and things, blues, jazz, all of it. So I have some
Yeah,
interviews from them. It was
that's
super
awesome.
fun to see all of that. Yeah. And hopefully bring collaborations. Like I said, I'm loving all these collabs with the different genres, and I'm here for it. I think that, it makes music more enjoyable, but also it brings us together. Music is therapy.
It does.
Music is relatable and it is open into the interpretation of the art of the listener. However, I feel like it's a great tool for others to maybe open up their perspective a little bit more and see things from another side of view, so.
Oh, without question. Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I am looking forward to do more so in the year 2025 with evolving with my own podcast is to be able to bring on some more musicians. I mean, journalists is naturally what I like to do, and people in media as far as models and actresses. Yeah, and voiceover people. I've talked to them quite a bit more often, but musicians, I would love to hear more musician stories about how they came into it and stuff like that. So I'm hoping I can get some more musicians onto the podcast. That would be amazing. Nashville, as I call it, Nash Vegas, is one of my favorite places to go to. I hope they still have my bar out there, which is Tootsie's. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
it's still
bars.
there. I don't
Okay,
think they'll ever
good.
get rid of that.
I hope not, because that's one of my favorite bars, and they better have the bus, the driving bus, where you can, you know about the driving bus, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite things to do when I'm out there, no doubt about it. So, okay, I feel you on that. I want to ask you about mental health.
Awesome. I know some artists that might be interested in coming on your podcast, so I'll definitely share that
Oh,
information with you.
okay. Well, we're gonna talk offline about that. There's no question
Absolutely.
about that
That's
one.
what I love
Okay.
about this, networking, you're able to do so many things for so many of your friends and so many different people. So I love that about this.
Thank you so much, Lauren. I appreciate that. Great segue. Let's talk about mental health and work-life balance. Now, we just talked about it. We are both busy in our professions. Not only do I do journalism, but I also substitute teach and I work in sales. So I work three different things. You're promoting, actress, model, all that, taking all up on that. And you said your hobbies is snapping and Netflix. So that goes to show you right there. You ain't trying to do too many extracurricular activities. But I want to ask you about your mental health because sometimes when you're going 100 miles per hour, you burn out. And a lot of people in my profession of journalism and media and yours, they have left the industry because their mental health wasn't as strong or work-life balance, right? Because this is a never-ending cycle of work, right? News is 365 days, 66 on a leap
24/7.
year, right? 24/7. So
That's my
tell
favorite
me,
saying. It never ends.
right? Never ends, right? So tell me, how do you keep your mental health strong, especially being a mom too, right? You being a mom of a 17-year-old kid, and I know how 17-year-old boys are because I was once one, so I know how they are. And tell me, how do you keep
An
your mental health?
adjustment.
Right. Tell me how you keep your mental health strong and also be able to have that work-life balance to not experience burnout.
So I will say this about burnout. I'm gonna be completely transparent because I'm very blunt and honest anyways. I get burnt out a lot.
Mm.
I'm just exhausted. I was burnt out at the end of the Super Bowl. This day, Sunday, when that big game came, I was like, I'm sick of the Super Bowl.
Right.
But you push through. Okay, here's my thing about that. Successful people never sleep. You constantly are putting in, you're constantly moving forward, you're pivoting to whatever you need to do. And I want to be successful. I have the drive. So yes, you get burnt out, but you find coping mechanisms and tools to just keep moving forward. You pick your battles. That's a very big thing to choose. Like we talked about, hey, I got the opportunity to do this, but my body said, hey, hold up, sister, you need to rest. So instead of taking the other opportunities, I said, I listened to myself and said, hey, let me rest today. I've been going wide open. I literally just got out of the hospital the week before.
Wow.
Yeah, from lupus. And I probably shouldn't have did as much as I did, and I paid for it a little bit afterwards. But again, opportunities, being successful, you pick your battles with that. As far as like work-life balance and mental health, we did a podcast for me with this veteran, and he has a thing, and my thing is I have lots of friends from my work industry and experience. I have so many friends, and I'm so blessed for that.
Yeah.
But we are, and because I have so many, and because we are 90 to nothing, and we are, caught up in career and life and stuff. Everybody has their own lives, they have their kids, everything's going on. I have a rule that I try to do is check in with 5 friends a day. I make a little list and I go around my list and I'm like, hey, let me check in with so and so.
Like that. Okay.
So whether it is to just shoot them a text, not only for your own mental health, but for their mental health too. Maybe they're like getting caught up in it and you're like, nobody really cares. I'm all working all the time, whatever. So I make a habit to text at least 5 friends a day with, hey, I'm just checking on you. How's life going? How's the kids? Just the simple thought that you cross my mind and I care about you. Because I hate when people say, oh, if your people make time for what they want to make time for. That is not true, because you know what? If I had the time to do fun things, I'd be making time for it, but I can't be successful and make the climb if I'm constantly taking vacations and taking off. I can't, and especially in the freelance world, you have to hustle, you have to grind, you have to continually do it until you reach your goal. So we're in the, beginning stages of it. We're not up there yet. And there will always be a climb. You're always going to continue to climb. There's always
Right.
something else to be done.
As it should be that way. It should be.
Sure. Like you said, balance. So, checking in with your friends every once in a while, just to let them know you care. I try my hardest. Like sometimes, like I'm not always able to make when I get invited to go to, dinner or lunch or whatever.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of sacrifices that have to be made. And that's what a lot of people don't understand either. So sometimes I'll invite my friends to events if I can, if they can come with me, I try to. But then again, speaking on that, I had friends that Cajun Country Jam last year. I got them VIP tickets, whatever. But I had media passes, so we go in the backpack, and I can't bring everybody with me there because that's work and I'm working. So one of my friends was like, "I thought you were going to hang out with us," and I was like, "I can come to the fence and say hi and like check in but I can't come dance with you and hang out and have fun. Like I'm working. Like they just didn't understand, because I think they see me on, Snapchat. I'm like, hey, we're doing this. It's just little snippets of the little tiny things we get to do to have fun.
Yep.
It's not all that. Like you're on Media Row, for instance. If nobody saw the back end of what Media Row was going on last week when I was reporting it, they would just think that, I was throwing footballs with, football players and, other personnel and stuff and just whatever. And the little, teaser reel that I created. They don't know that, I woke up at the crack of dawn and, had to do all that, drive an hour to get there, find parking. It's expensive, the things that it takes to put that on. Nobody knows.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
So
that's why one of the reasons why, Lauren, I put on this podcast, right? Work hard, play harder. I live my life like that because I like to work hard and I like to play harder, no doubt. But
sure.
sometimes people get a misconception of people, especially in the media, because they see your face on the Snapchat. Oh, look at the very beautiful lady, Lauren Spencer. She's showing us what's going on. She's showing us what's going on here and there. She's putting on this show and that show. But they don't understand what it takes for you to get to that point, the waking up, the driving, the putting on makeup, getting dressed, being in front of the camera. Okay, now you got to go home and do that, edit it, be able to put it on.
We didn't even touch on editing and uploading and all that stuff.
Right. And it's rinse and repeat.
Right.
So, and that's what it is. But people don't understand it. And that's one of the few things that I learned about being a journalist. I love what I do, and I never would trade it because I feel like this is my calling, as you probably feel like this is yours. But people outside of the journalism that's on business hour times or that doesn't understand what media is about don't understand media schedules and media lives. They just can't do it. They don't understand it. And it's just tough for them. Like, you had that experience where you got your friends tickets and they're like, hey, you should come out with us. Like, girl, if I could, I would. Like I'm working
Don't you
right
think I would
now.
love to
Right.
just be chilling and dancing and singing? It's
Right.
not.
So, but I'm working. Like, I can't really do that right now, but I wanted to hook you up so you do that. There's been times where I went to the bar, Lauren, and I'm getting a drink. I'm about to turn up. It's cool. And I've gotten a call, say, Chris, we need you to go cover something. Somebody called out sick. Now I got to go cover it. And they're like, man, you just got here. I said, I know, I got to leave, though. I got to go cover something. But man, are you going to be able to come back? Probably not, because I have to cover it. I have to write about it. I have to do things after that. Well, man. And then nobody, at least for me, I know this for me too, before I get to the next question.
Sure.
Nobody wants to hang out Tuesday at midnight. Or nobody wants to hang out Wednesday at 2 p.m. When you're off and you're free and you do have that time, or a journalist, nobody wants to hang out because they're at work. So then they want to get off business hours and be like, hey, come meet us for happy hour. Well, I can't really do that right now because I'm working. I'm going to a game. Games are nights and weekends. And that really affected my mental health at first because it was hard trying to find people on the same schedule and people to understand my schedule. And then I had to start surrounding myself with different people in the industry, taking advantage of going to some of these conferences and some of these fairs and some of these events, and then start talking to them because now they're battling the same problems I'm battling. And
yeah, it's nice to have someone to vent to that understands your dilemma.
without question.
Your friends that don't do it, They don't understand, like, it's not what you see. And it, to people, a perception, that's kind of like the lupus thing. I'm just gonna tie that in there. People are
Sure.
like, oh, but you don't look sick. You're always going. You're always doing. Well, you don't see what I feel like. And
Right.
you don't see that I just paint a smile on my face because I want to make my dream happen. I refuse to let this disease, restrict me to like staying at home all the time and sleeping all day and just not
Sure.
doing anything. I'm hurting. I'm in a lot of pain all the time, but I just don't complain about it because
Right.
regardless of whether I'm out pushing myself or I'm home, I'm going to be in pain anyways. It's chronic illness. It's never going away, unfortunately. And I hope to use
Right.
my platform for more awareness for that, for more understanding, because it's frustrating when you don't have someone that has lupus. I have friends. It was nice to have a support group, like you said, because people can't see it. So if you can't see a bruise on my arm or a broken limb, you can't think, oh, well, she might be in pain or she might not
Right. You
always.
don't envision it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't envision it. And that's a perfect example of what you just gave.
Mm-hmm.
People say you don't look sick. And I'm like, well, how is a person supposed to look
What does
when they're
sick
sick?
look like, Yeah.
Right. What does sick actually look like?
There are
Because
pictures that goes
everybody,
next to it in the dictionary. That's
right,
what I think
right.
in my
So,
head when people say that.
right, absolutely. No, I totally understand that. So another great segue, Lauren, which is advice, right? What advice would you give someone that wants to be a promoter or an actress or model or be in the media industry doing one of the things that you do? What kind of advice would you give that individual?
Ask questions. If you see somebody doing what you do, I've had people like want me to give them like not advice, but they wanted me to basically like give them, hand it to them. And I'm not going to do that either. And I'm going to tell you why. Because nobody handed it to me. I'm still learning. I still do my research. I had a lot of people come on social media and like, oh, how do you do the TikToks, whatever. I don't mind giving advice and helping others learn if they're 100% curious, but I'm not going to
Sure,
sit there and hand it to you because I think that if you really are passionate about it, then you're going to do your research. You're going to do, what it takes to find the avenues to do so. I'm all about helping others. However, like nobody just like goes, here you go, be this.
sure. Absolutely not. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
I've had a few, that's another thing. You lose friends, that way. Like I've had friends, we,
Absolutely.
you find out that kind of thing. And it sucks. It really does. And but at the end of the day, I'm staying true to myself.
Yep.
And, if you don't like it, you can get out the car. Not everybody stays in the car ride with you your whole journey. Some people get,
Absolutely.
it might come back in
Absolutely.
later. I love that analogy. Somebody's like, maybe they just weren't meant for your ride. They were only meant for a part of the ride of the road
Yep.
trip. So your life is like a road trip.
My
And
God rest her soul, my grandmother used to tell me some people are in your life for a season, some people in your life for a reason. So my grandmother used to always tell me that. And I love what you just said. To break it down. The reason why that I think it's important to ask questions like that of advice is that people love to get intel, but it's different from getting intel and then it's different from expecting somebody to give it to you, like hand you something. You got to be in go get it and grind mode. And that's what
in
you got
this
to be. Like,
industry, absolutely.
absolutely,
They will chew
no
you
question.
up and spit you out because nobody's just going to tell you all the secrets. And there is no secret because it's constantly changing.
All the time, all the
Change the
time.
SEOs, all the stuff people don't know about. I did my research with Trend Talk with the SEOs and the
Mhm.
keywords and finding easier ways to get stuff done. Nobody knows about all that back end stuff. They just think, oh, you go viral on TikTok. That is not how it works.
No, it's not. And
It's
and
like
I
it can work that way if you just get like one big hit and then it goes from there. But that's very minuscule compared to people who actually freaking work at like thinking about their content, creating it, writing it down. There's so much work. And that is my goal with um my podcast and all that, is to show people and like you said, bring I did a podcast with Lucy Kane, Thomas's Kane's wife, who's a country singer. I mean, her very good friend. I did a
yeah,
podcast with her about how I want to, we're talking about, hey, you could be a road crew member. You can do you could be a merch person, you can sell merch. Cole Swindell was Luke Bryan's merch person, and now he's a famous singer. That's how
yes,
he
he is.
started. Okay. So things like that. It's in the industry, you got to pay your dues, you got to put your nose down and you got to work hard. You make connections, you make friends, and you learn, and you continuously learn, and you continuously process it. And like I said, it is a constant pivoting. It's a constant learning. You're never going to stop learning new things and new what to do. Everything is constantly evolving. The only thing
Absolutely.
constant in life is change.
That's what they say. And the last two things before I get to the next question, what I like to tell my kids that I substitute for, they ask me, Mr. Chris, you love journalism. What is some advice that you would give us that want to be future journalists? And I tell them two things. I tell them simply, never get stagnant to the point where you never want to stop learning more.
Absolutely.
This is an industry where it's forever changing. You always want to continue to be a jack of all trades. You want to try everything. You try things that you like, some things you may not like, but at least you tried it. In journalism, that's what you want to do because businesses are now looking for people that can do all things. The second thing that I tell them is be comfortable being uncomfortable. And they really get confused by that at first. And I tell them in life, this is not just about journalism, it's life. In life, you're going to meet people that you're not very comfortable with. You're going to have jobs that you're not very comfortable with. You're going to be put in situations by folks that's not very comfortable. You also have to understand that everybody can't come with you. There's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to learn how to separate from some because they don't know that they don't know the difference between come along and then be carried along. And I'm talking about people in your life, and particularly friends and family too. You may have to be able to do that sometimes with them. And that's tough to say.
I've learned that lesson for sure.
No question. I have too. It's tough to say at an early age with 17, 18-year-olds, but that is the truth. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable because in this world, there's no manual. There's no manual saying step A, step B, step C. Everybody has their own path and own journey. And you're going to learn the best way that you learn. But hopefully it's not the hard way. So that's what I tell them, my kids in my classroom, those two particular things for sure.
For sure. Yeah, and the thing is, I think a lot of youth are failed, and honestly, adults too don't know how to handle conflict correctly. You can handle conflict in a respectful way. You can agree to disagree with somebody and not see eye to eye and end it like that. Conflict resolution is something that everybody can benefit from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. We have now reached the portion of the podcast where now we're going to do my interactive game called This or That.
Okay.
That is when I throw some things at you, you get to choose this or that. It's a game I play with everybody here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. So for the second time, Lauren, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Now, the first question is, do you like chicken?
I love chicken.
Okay, here we go. Which chicken place would you rather eat at?
Okay.
KFC or Popeyes?
Popeyes.
I'm about to say, if you're from Louisiana and choose KFC, what the hell going on?
I don't know. I like the KFC little chicken. They have the mini chicken sandwiches. I do love those over Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Okay, I could rock with that. Now, when it comes to chicken wing flavors, which one are you choosing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper.
Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Oh, no way.
Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Boneless.
Ooh, okay. So you eat yours with a fork.
Yes. I actually used to work at Hooters in college, and I would get the boneless.
Okay. All right now. I like that. All right. Boneless wings. I'm for boneless wings. And you picked the right flavor too. Lemon pepper. I'm with that. Okay. So we are off to a damn good start, girl. Let's see if we can keep it going. These next 4 questions I have for you have to do with music concerts you'd rather attend. Okay. So here we go. Which music concert would you rather go to? Casey Musgraves or Carrie Underwood?
Carrie Underwood.
Oh, wow. Why you make that face, Lord?
I love Casey Musgraves' music, but I love Carrie Underwood. And she's my go-to karaoke songs that I sing. So I'm just.
Let me guess. Do you sing the Before He Cheats song?
Well, yes, one of them, but not all. That's not like the
okay.
favorite.
I just know that a lot of people.
What white blonde girl don't sing that song? Okay.
You're right, because a lot of people on this platform.
We can relate to that song, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not even gonna get in the battle with you for that because I'll lose that battle. So I'll get you on that. Totally. Okay.
Humor in the podcast right there.
Absolutely. Which music concert would you rather go to? Lady A, or
Mhm.
Zach Brown Band?
Ooh, Lady A.
Okay,
I
okay,
got
I
to
like
see
that.
them and sing with them in Tiger Stadium, another Tiger Stadium one for Bayou Country Superfest, and they were so
Ooh,
amazing.
okay, all right, I like that. I appreciate that intel. Okay, this might be a tough one for you.
Okay.
Which music concert would you rather go to? Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen?
That is tough. I have never been to either one of their concerts, but I love Morgan Wallen's music so much. Unpopular opinion, I don't think he's that cute. No offense, Morgan, but all the girls love him. I don't see what they see. I love your music though. I love your lyrics. I can relate very much to a lot of his songs. And so
Yeah,
as a fan and a person who like the lyrics speak to my soul. So I would probably rather go to his first because I'd like to experience that and feel that personally in person. So
okay, okay. Neither one is bad, but
no,
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Now, this one right here is going to be a little different. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Beyonce or Rihanna?
Brianna.
Wow, you said that quick. That was the fastest one of the four. Are you not a Beyonce fan?
Um, I am just like Taylor Swift, I'm an old school Beyonce fan and old school Taylor Swift fan. I may not necessarily like their new stuff more as I did then.
The older
Um,
stuff. Okay.
yeah, so I'm a big Riri fan still, like, currently, with her stuff. So I guess, yeah. Rihanna.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Now, which sport would you rather watch on TV? Baseball or hockey?
Baseball,
Okay. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
bowling.
Are you a good bowler?
I am. I did a league. I love bowling. It's actually pretty
Now you know we may have to put that to the test now. Now, above
fun.
all anything.
I am very competitive, so I'm down
Okay.
all the
Okay.
time.
All right. All right. I'm gonna hold you to that. Straight
Okay.
up. Okay. I like it. Now we're not talking about Wii bowling. We're not talking about Wii bowling. Are we talking about actual
Oh
bowling?
no, I'm holding an actual league on Friday
Okay.
nights, at the bowling alley. I have shoes and
Okay.
all. I have my own bowling shoes.
Okay. Well,
Thanks,
listen now. Okay. Well, I better step
bowling.
my game up then to get
That's
up
right.
to your level. Okay, here we go. I'm with you on that. Now, do you like desserts?
Who doesn't?
Okay. You'd be surprised. There'd be a few
Well,
people
they're
on this.
just weird. No offense.
Uh, you know what? I totally get what you're saying. I'm gonna name four desserts, four categories of desserts. You got to choose one of these, Lauren, that
Okay.
you'll never eat again.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. First one is cookies.
Okay.
The next one is cakes slash pies.
Okay.
The third one is candy. And the last one is ice cream. Which one are you
Okay.
getting rid of?
Candy.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you this. You on point like a period right now. Okay. you are on point. I like that. Now, what's your favorite ice cream?
Favorite ice cream, like place or just in general flavor?
I was talking about flavor, but you can throw out the place too.
Okay. Well, flavor Rocky Road. That's always been my go-to.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of like the s'more ice cream of ice creams. Like you get the nuts and the little marshmallows in it, and I love chocolate. So yeah, best. I mean, all the flavors. Um, place for ice cream, Baskin Robbins.
I miss Baskin Robbins. I really do. That's where
We
I
have
grew up
one
on.
here. Okay, bet when you come, we go and we got a whole list of places to go visit.
I'm saying, Lauren, I didn't even know y'all had a Baskin Robbins because they took them all away pretty much. I grew up in the
Really?
West
We
Coast,
took
like I
away
told
all of
you.
our TCBYs. We used to have that here too, but we don't.
Okay. I'm a
Um,
cookies and cream type of guy.
okay.
Yeah.
So my
Cookies
son,
and
that's
cream.
his favorite. He loves cookies and cream. I
Yep.
like, they have this thing called Banana Royales at Baskin Robbins. And when I was
Mm,
pregnant with my son, when I was younger, I went and got one every night. Um, it's whatever flavor ice cream that you like. So I actually would always do like the Creole cream cheese ice cream.
okay.
And because it's just kind of like it's vanilla, but on like steroids, so it's really good. I can't
Mm,
really describe the favorite flavor here, but Louisiana just is we got the Creole cream cheese. It's a Louisiana.
okay.
Um,
Hmm.
So then they put like, I would get chocolate and caramel syrup. It's kind of like a sundae. They put the bananas in there, the whipped cream, the
Absolutely.
cherries, the little, nuts. So I would eat one of those like literally every night when I was pregnant with my son. And like, honestly, to this day, like I will go eat one of those. Those are so good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I love me some Baskin Robbins for sure. I also used to miss the donut shop. The donut shop. Do you ever
Oh,
do you remember a donut shop called Winchell's?
never.
Winchell's? Never heard of that? That might be a California thing, but I miss them donuts. They were freshly made, homemade donuts that was just mwah, they were so good.
Okay,
So good.
at Cooper's Bakery, we have these bakeries that are just like family homemade, bakeries. And in
Yeah.
New Orleans, my favorite place to go is Maurice's. It's a French pastry bakery.
Mm,
Wish
okay.
I would've- I- we should have linked up when you was here. I would have just had you
I'm saying.
five
I'm
hundred pounds
saying.
heavier, but we would have to like pay for extra baggage on the plane or something.
That's okay. That's all right. But
Uh,
that means that guarantees me a trip back out there to see you, Lauren, and
right.
try all these establishments.
Um,
Best believe. Best
yes.
believe. We definitely gonna do
But
it.
you know what? Do they still have sprinkles cupcakes in Cali? When I went for modeling for Elite, I stayed in
Mm,
Beverly Hills and we went to Rodeo and they had sprinkles cupcakes.
I'm sure they probably do. If it's Beverly Hills, no doubt. No doubt they probably do still
I
have it
haven't
out there.
really heard anything else about them. They were really big because they were featured on the whatever the Playboy, it was like the Girls Next Door, I think was the name of the reality TV series with Hugh Hefner and his like his girlfriends and stuff. But it was really
Okay.
popular at the time that we went. And you have to literally they're like, don't shut the door because the cupcakes would fall. They were proofing and stuff. And but those were some of the most massive,
Sprinkle cupcakes.
delicious
Okay.
cupcakes I've ever had in my life. It's called Sprinkle.
Okay. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna see if they do, because I still got family out there in LA. So I'll definitely tap
Yeah.
in with them and see what's up.
Yeah,
Um, do you like potato chips?
I do.
Okay, so same format. 4 brands. You got to get rid of one of these brands. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
The first brand is Doritos.
Mm-hmm.
The second brand is Lay's.
Mm-hmm.
The third brand is Ruffles. The
Mm-hmm.
last brand is Pringles. Which one are you getting rid of?
I could do without Doritos.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I could.
Uh, well, listen, I mean, you're pretty much perfect, right? You have the beauty, you have not great food taste, you're in sports, you're a hard worker. You can't have it all, damn it. You just can't have it all. That's just what it
Let me
is.
guess, you would get rid of Pringles.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah,
Mhm.
I certainly would. They got to go. No, for sure.
Pringles is nostalgia for me. Like whenever we were growing up, we used to have the little Pringles cans, like so every once in a while. They're not my favorite, but I like to, the sweet, spicy chili Doritos. Those are the only ones I'd keep. Those are good. And Cool Ranch,
Uh,
you can't go with wrong without Cool Ranch.
yeah, you can't go wrong with Cool Ranch. I'm huge into the Ruffles though. Sour cream and cheddar
Love.
are
Yes.
my favorite. They're my
You,
favorite. So
you got to be an Aquarius if you're a February birthday, huh?
yeah, February 2nd.
That's why we jive so well. Like, I don't believe in horoscopes as far as telling the future, but 100% from a psychology standpoint, as
Mm-hmm.
far as people that you get along with well, the personality traits, that is 100% true to me. Like, that would be some like that would probably what I would work on for my dissertation as far as, uh,
Now, when is your birthday?
October, I'm a Libra.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Aquarius and Libras are like automatically best friends. We get along well with Geminis. So
This
yeah.
is very true.
Mhm.
Very true. And
So
because not
when
go
I
ahead.
meet somebody and I like we are like get on point with everything, I'm like, oh, you got to be one of these signs because like as far as
Mhm.
personality, it's like this is how I know like something. It's crazy, huh?
It is crazy. Are you early October?
The 19th.
The 19th. Okay. So because my my baby brother's October 6th.
Okay, so he's
So
on the cusp, but he's right there. What's right before Libra? I can't remember.
don't give me like Virgo. Is it Virgo?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I just know.
Don't get me lying to you now, because I know Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn's right before me. Then it's Aquarius after that. That's what I know what my sign is. So
I know
yes.
Aries is April. I know Scorpio. So I'm on the Scorpio cusp. I have some personality traits of a Scorpio too, but I'm mainly Libra.
Yeah, Libras I definitely get along with pretty well. I can say that. I have a lot of
Like
friends whose
instant best
birthdays.
friends.
Right, right. A lot of friends with birthdays in October, late
Mhm.
October, that early November stage for sure. Okay. You did pretty good. Did pretty good, Lauren, on this or that. No question about that. And listen, I love that. And this next question I'm gonna love too, because actually these next two, because they're both top four questions. Okay. So the first top four question that I have for you is I want a top four of roles that you would like to do that you haven't done yet.
You mean in the movies?
Yeah. Or TV series or any kind of acting type of role. Could be voiceover too.
Okay. I really don't want to pursue movies or in the industry anymore. However, I was offered earlier some extra work on 911. They wanted me to come out to Cali. But
Ooh.
it's my son's senior year and I don't want to leave. It would be 6 months. So I
Oh,
actually
okay.
enjoy that because, firefighting, they usually try to um get inspiration from firefighters, as far as being true to the industry and true to the profession. So that would be a really cool one. I love Chicago Fire. I love that series. So definitely that one. Movies, let me think. I absolutely had a blast with Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell on the campaign. I actually made Will Ferrell like laugh, and that was like a highlight for me on that part.
Mhm.
Um, so maybe another comedy with one of them would be
That
fun.
would be great.
Yeah, I actually just want to do like country music videos or just music videos, like something, easy to that where you tell a story, but you're not necessarily having to act or learn lines. I'll have to say I have mad respect for those in the acting industry, but actually doing it made me realize that is just not for me. Being at hair and makeup at 4 a.m. and working until like 4 a.m. the next morning. Um, it's a whole lot of hurry up and wait. You're sitting around waiting for the gate, waiting to see if they got you're on set. I mean, you get to meet so many cool people. The actors are really awesome, but I understand why now they pay them that much. And it's a lot of work that people don't.
I can imagine.
Another one of those industries. And
Right.
actually experiencing that, it kind of made me not want to go back because I could have. I actually, that was a thought in the beginning before I decided to, um, pivot over to to stick with
Marketing,
the music
promotion.
and just different the industries and all that stuff, and now even
Yeah.
sports, but I love sports too. But yeah, it's just something that I just didn't really say, oh, I just have to do that, like I will. And I mean, if an opportunity comes along and it's something that it's like worth it or rewarding to me, but as
Mhm.
far as like pursuing it still, I decided not to.
I feel that. I feel that. Now, I can certainly see you on the red carpet. I think you would kill the red carpet,
Yeah.
for sure. I can certainly see you doing something like that. Now, the second top four that I had, we kind of touched upon a promotion of events before, but what is four events that you would like to put on, or be a promoter for, or set up different kind of concerts for? What are four big events that you would like to be involved of in the future?
So I'm working on I am an ambassador for Field and Stream Fest. It's a country music festival, but it also brings in like the sporting of hunting, fishing, that kind of stuff, with vendors and everything. So I really love that because growing up in Louisiana, it's sportsman paradise. I used to go with my dad hunting and fishing. I'm very much a tomboy, even though I'm always looking like a girly girl on my social media. But that's a big part of my life as well. So I'm really excited for that. We're trying to do influencer on and over ambassador with that one. CMA Fest, the Grammy, maybe the BET Awards, love that, Um, big little Boosie and little Wayne fans because growing up around them here in Louisiana, and we just love
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
love them. I love, they're just I love their music, and I love, like it's just a vibe. It just puts you in such a good mood. Like
Hmm.
I just love it.
Okay.
And they're great.
What was your favorite Carter for Lil Wayne?
I think the newest one coming out is gonna be my favorite, but probably four.
Okay, I got you on that. I'm actually going to see him in concert in a couple of weeks.
Nice. He's
Yeah.
great concert. Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely. Be my first time. The NFL Combine Career Conference is going to be in Indianapolis. He's actually playing in Indianapolis at
Okay.
that same time, so I'm gonna go check him out and see what's good with that for sure.
Yeah, that's on my agenda is to go visit the combine. That's something might be coming up soon for me as well. So I'm super excited about that.
I mean, listen, if we're in the same place, we better say hi to each other. We better
Oh,
say
it will
something.
happen for sure.
Absolutely, no question. What is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Um, my friends that want to see me succeed, it may not necessarily be advice, but the encouragement that, you're all over the place. Everybody tells me I'm all over the place. And so,
Okay.
I'm here, there with music, with sports, with whatever I'm doing, but I love being able to do all the things and not be limited to just one specific thing. So that's just something personally that I like. But the fact that others recognize that in me, that's what's really driven me this year to not give up. When I want to give up, when I'm tired, when I say, oh my gosh, like maybe I should not do this, just go work a regular 9 to 5 job, pushing, whatever. And then my friends will pull me to the side. It's like, you're great at this. I'm seeing you reach goals and these new things like Superbowl and, just different things that I'm doing. And I've seen you put in the work for over a year and a half now. And, and that makes me proud that other people recognize that in me. And I want to be, that is a self goal, whether,
Right.
Character is about what you do when people are not looking as well.
Absolutely.
I'm not looking for other people to necessarily gain attention to myself, but the fact that other people have complimented me on the values that I hold to myself the standard to in my heart, as a person, no matter where I go or how far I succeed in life, I'll always be the same person. I always want to be humble. I always want to, help others and just be true to myself. And the fact that other people see that in me and they recognize that without me asking and they come to me and tell me, I'm proud of myself for that.
Yeah. You're not seeking acknowledgement, but it's always good to hear it. Always
Oh,
good to hear it. So
yeah.
we do what we do because we love what we do. But when other people see that, it's always great to hear the loved ones acknowledge that. So
I
yeah,
think it's
totally.
a great reward. No, it's not my loved ones. Well, it's actually my friends in the industry. And that's a compliment because they're also
Yeah.
doing it too. So for them to
Mhm.
recognize that um and to, help when they can and also vice versa. We're always about helping each other out, like, hey, I got contact for you. I want to put you with this person because I know that you can maybe you reach your goal with that. Or let me introduce my friend who has, whatever. That's what it's all about. Like community and love for your brother and sister. And I love that about our job. Like that is like my favorite thing because, the world needs way more of it. And it's such a negative and cruel world that I love finding the beauty in people and things. That's like something that I hold very dear to myself and hold myself very high standard for. Um, you know, I like to
Right.
try to find a positive out of anything negative. That's a challenge. It's a challenge in everyday life.
No question.
We always
Yeah.
focus on the negative. So I try to not only say it, but live it so that I set a good example for others, not only younger people, but also people in my industry, adults. Adults need examples set for them sometimes. And maybe it might change the way they operate or function and make them a better person. It surely has made me a better person seeing other people do that, and just molding me into a better person every day. You always want to be the best version of yourself, better than what you were yesterday. That's the only competition we ever have. There's so much success to go around for everyone. Everybody has so many great ideas. Somebody might have a better
Right.
idea than you know? And you shouldn't take it in a negative way. You should say thank you and oh, that's a great idea. How can we make that happen? Like a positive on it. So positive is
Absolutely.
something I like to preach
I
on.
love your mindset, girl. I love it. I love it. It's a very, very wonderful mindset to have. And listen, I love like-minded people like that because I think the same way. So I'm thinking very, very highly of you. No question about it. We're getting close to the end of the podcast. So now what I want to do is I
Mhm.
want to do some rapid fire.
Okay.
Basically, there's some things I'm just going to throw out, and you shout out the first thing that comes to your mind with glee. Okay. So for the
Okay.
last time, Lauren, are you ready?
I am so ready. I love this.
Okay, here we go. Let's check it out. Burgers or tacos?
Ooh, tacos,
Chicken or ribs?
ribs,
Pancakes or waffles?
waffles,
What is Lauren's favorite color?
red.
Favorite Netflix show or TV series on TV?
Emily in Paris.
Hmm, okay, all right, that's a new one. Haven't heard of that one. Okay, I like it though. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Oh, Crown and Coke.
That's my girl. Okay, we rocking now. Uh, Favorite sandwich.
Turkey.
Okay. Favorite
Like I
board
do.
game.
Favorite board game, even though everybody hates it because it's so long and dragged out, Monopoly.
Oh, I love it. I love Monopoly. I'm a beast when I get Boardwalk and Park Place too.
So
It's B-
competitive.
it is BTA to everybody on that. That's for sure. Favorite card game.
Boo-ray.
You know how to play some Boo-Ray?
Oh, my grandpa. Let's say growing up in the firehouse on Saturdays, that's all we did. I learned how to gamble at an early age. We used to have so much fun. I used to sit in my papa's lap and he would tell me which cards to throw away and what to get. So yeah, that's very fond memories, and I'm a beast at it too. Lots of practice.
Okay, Lauren. All right now. You about to throw down. The showdown about to happen
That's
when I
right.
see you
We're
once I
gonna be
pull up to
eating
the
and playing
504.
Beret.
I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Dominoes or spades?
Spades.
Okay. If you had a choice to choose between three artists or three songs that you would never get tired of, you can listen to them on repeat. Who would those three artists and three songs be? Or three songs be? Sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna go with artist.
Okay.
Let's see. You know, I love CeCe Waynes. She is a great Christian artist, and I love her voice. It is so soothing and soulful. So
Absolutely.
she's somebody that I could never get tired of hearing her voice. I would love to hear her sing all the time. Um, let's see, Morgan Wallen, because I like his lyrics. Like again, I can relate to his content. And
Okay.
God, I'm gonna have to pick Boosie over Wayne. Sorry, Wayne, I love you, but
That's okay. That is all right. Wipe me down. I
Boosie's
know
my
that's right.
hype man. Like, oh my gosh, like set it off. Like that's just what I listen to when I go to the gym, when I get ready for football. Like I have a whole like LSU playlist of
Mm,
songs, and like he has the majority of the songs on the playlist. And yeah, so he's my hype man. So to
I
get
know
me
that's
going and get
right.
ready for it. Yeah.
That's what's up. I know that's right, Lauren. Okay. If you had a choice to choose three people to come with you, so it'd be a total of four, on a vacation, where would you go? And who would the three people that you would take? Now, Lauren, you could take friends, family, or celebrities.
Okay. Where would I go? Anywhere, if I got to pick anywhere I wanted to go, would be Italy. Because
Okay.
food, culture, history, and also just beauty. Um,
Absolutely.
let's see, who would I take with me? I would take my son because he's a Leo, so me and him drive a lot. Like we have so much fun together when we go on trips and stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we love road tripping and stuff like that. Let's see.
Who would two more people be?
I'm thinking this is hard because I know a lot of people. Let me pick one of each. So that's my family. My friends would be my best friend Jamie, because we always clown and have a good time. Oh no, Jordan, never mind. My best guy friend Jordan. Me and him literally like never have a dull moment. And then a celebrity that I've met.
Mm,
Chase Matthew. He's funny all the time. He likes to have fun and stuff. So he's a good.
okay.
So we'll take Chase.
Going to Italy with those three, I'm sure you'll have a time of your life. No
We'll
question
never
about it.
stop laughing, that's for sure.
That's for sure. I love it. Now, if they said, Lauren, which sport would you play that you would absolutely, if they ask you, which sport would you play or you
Football,
would
I can tell you.
or which sport would you play that you would absolutely dominate in?
Football.
Mm, hold on. Did you just say football? Okay.
I
All
wanted to
right.
do it so much when I was younger. My parents let me play baseball with the boys, but I was a stick, like literally when I was a kid. But if they would let me do it, I would totally play. I've always had this like, I mean, I was always told when I was growing up, girls don't belong in the fire station, so you know how to show them that I could do it. And then, so yeah.
That's okay. Okay. So that's where that competitive fire comes out at. I feel what you're saying.
I like it.
Okay.
When somebody tells me I can't or I'm not going to be able to do it, that just drives me
Right.
to prove them wrong. So thank you to those people.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Now, which sport would you absolutely play that you would absolutely suck in?
That I do suck at golf.
Mm, okay.
I am not a
Oh,
driver. I guess I don't have the upper body strength or whatever. I go to Top Golf. We play all the time, me and my son for fun, but I'm great on the green, just not good at driving the ball. So
I feel
maybe
that.
I'll practice, but mm,
Okay. Last of the rapid fire. If they said, Lauren, you can only do one of these for the rest of your life,
okay.
what would you choose to do? Would you choose modeling, actress, or promotion?
Probably promotions because that is where I get to meet the most people
You do.
as far as diversity and like different things. I don't like to be stuck to just one category. I mean, there's so many fun things and opportunities in life, and you only get one life. So I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck to just a certain area of people, and then I might miss out on these really amazing people that I never met before in my life. So
Absolutely.
I love that. The best about promotions is just making connections, meeting the most coolest people from the different walks of life, like best people I've ever met. So that's just a blessing.
And you are absolutely a blessing too. This has been a really, really great conversation. I'm sure anybody that has worked with you will say that as well. Obviously, from your start, growing up in Louisiana, being able to be in the model actress industry, stepping out, having a child, being a mom, raising him, and then coming back into it, but coming back with a bang, doing promotions and doing one of the biggest events that you can put on as the Super Bowl.
That still
And so
hasn't sank in yet. I'm still like
it's crazy,
out
right?
there.
Absolutely crazy. And you know what? You're doing a terrific job. I'm looking forward to many more events that you're putting on. You got a new supporter in me, and I'm
Thank
sure there's others out there that supporting you. So I just want to say thank you for coming on to my podcast and sharing your why and your story. The last question, Lauren,
you.
that I always have to every guest on here, and that is there anything else that you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all before we conclude?
I just would love to send the message out to everyone to encourage them, like I said, never to give up on your dream. It's never too late. And don't let people who are negative and tell you no stop you. The only person that can stop you is yourself. If
Absolutely.
you think it, it can be done. Like you, anything is possible with God. And if he puts that on your heart, go after it. No matter how many closed doors, windows, no's, keep going till you get a yes. Keep going till you make it happen because I guarantee you can do it. So that's just one thing that I would love to throw out there.
I love it. That's a great way to end this podcast episode. Lauren, you take care and enjoy the rest of your
Yeah,
Thursday
it's been
and
a
your
pleasure.
weekend.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm a fan of yours as well. And I look forward to our new friendship and getting to like be competitive, eat good food, and get to know each other better.
Absolutely. I look forward to that. You take care, enjoy your weekend, and we will definitely be in touch.
You too, same. Bye.